Most of us think a garden is just for hobbyists, but for our grandparents, it was a lifeline. During the Great Depression, while some stood in bread lines, others ate better than we do now. Not because they were rich, but because they grew 20 vegetables that laughed at drought and shrugged off frost. Today, 99% of gardeners have never heard of these varieties, which is a tragedy because these forgotten crops could solve almost every problem you face in your garden today. From a tomato that literally paid off a mortgage to a weed with more iron than spinach, we are uncovering the secret history of American survival crops. Let's start with the mortgage lifter tomato. In the 1930s, a West Virginia mechanic named Charlie Biles crossed 4 heirlooms to create a tomato so extraordinary that people drove hundreds of miles to buy plants for $1 each. He sold enough to pay off his $6,000 mortgage. These fruits weigh up to 4 pounds, and just one can provide enough slices for multiple sandwiches. If you needed to feed a whole farm, you grew the Mangel Wurzels. These oversized beets grew as big as bowling balls, some pushing 20 pounds. They provided Depression-era efficiency because families could roast them for a sweet meal while feeding the leftovers to the hogs and chickens through the winter. It was one crop doing 2 jobs. Before the modern supply chain, food security meant having a crop that outlasted everything. The rutabaga, often called the poor man's potato, actually packed more vitamin C than an orange. You could drop one in a cool cellar in fall, and it would stay firm and good for 6 months with no special treatment. Beet. For the ultimate winter keeper, farmers grew the Danish ballhead cabbage. These heads were packed so tight they felt as heavy as a bowling ball. This density allowed them to stay fresh in a root cellar for up to 8 months without refrigeration. Even better, they actually got sweeter as the temperature dropped. Then there's the parsnip. Our grandparents knew a secret. If you leave a parsnip in the ground through a hard frost, the cold converts the starches into natural sugars. It becomes nature's candy, dug out of the frozen earth all winter long when sugar was a luxury few could afford. Some crops were saved for their sheer beauty and heritage, like glass gem corn. Developed by Cherokee farmer Carl Barnes, these translucent kernels look like precious gems. While you can't eat it like sweet corn, it produces a complex, nutty cornmeal that puts modern varieties to shame. Or consider the moon and stars watermelon. Its dark green skin is dotted with yellow stars and moons, markings that aren't just decorative. They are genetically linked to superior flavor compounds that give it an incredible old-fashioned taste. We also almost lost the fish pepper, a variety developed by African-American farmers specifically for the seafood houses of the Chesapeake Bay. Its unique heat and complex fruity flavor made it the legendary companion to fresh oysters and fish for generations. Finally, if you want a garden that takes care of itself, look at the Jerusalem artichoke. This isn't just a vegetable, it's a self-sustaining system. You plant them once and they come back every year, spreading on their own. You can dig them up even when the ground is frozen solid, providing reliable food with almost zero effort. And then there is lamb's quarters. Most modern gardeners pull it as a weed, but it was once called nature's gift. It packs more iron than spinach and stays green and productive during the driest summers when everything else withers and dies. Our grandparents didn't just survive hard times. They grew their way through them, one seed at a time. These forgotten vegetables are living pieces of our heritage that connect us to centuries of ingenuity and flavor. If you're ready to bring real resilience back to your backyard, it's time to reclaim these varieties.